Why is it that most real estate agents fail? Well, we're gonna go into that today, but before we do, I'm Danny Gould, everyone. I'm the CEO and the founder of Selling Silicon Valley Group. And it's interesting because right now the market, as it's shifting and things are getting a little wonky for a lot of agents, we have, as a team, collectively put more deals into escrow over the last 30 days than we ever have as an organization. And so while most agents are starting to slow down, we're speeding up. And what I told all of the agents when the market was shifting on my team is that we were primed for this market. And we're primed for this market specifically for the reason that we're talking about today, which again is something that most agents don't really understand. And it's long game versus short game. I want to tell all of you a little story. One of my agents, Mason, one of my team members, Mason Frost, who I've tagged here on this video. Mason is a newer agent. He's been in the business for less than a year. And Mason came to me in late May, and he expressed to me that he didn't know if he was cut out for this. He was really struggling. And while he was doing everything right, he wasn't getting the results. And we had a conversation for a while. We had a really long conversation. And what I knew was that Mason had shown more homes than any other agent on my team for the last 60 days. He had shown more homes. Like the last 2 months, he had shown more houses than anyone else on the team. And so I saw his effort, I saw his input, and I knew that the results were going to be there. And I explained to him, I said, my friend, in the moment right before your breakthrough is when all the doubts start to creep in. It's that saying from that Batman movie, the dusk is always darkest before the dawn. And in real estate and in sales, that could not be more true, because we're grinding, we're working, we're putting in all this effort, and we're not seeing any results. And that's exactly what happened with Mason, is he was grinding, he was working, he was hitting his stride, but he wasn't getting results. And so it's human nature to second guess ourselves, to think, maybe I'm not cut out for this, when in reality, you're putting in the effort and the work that's going to get you the result later on. Flash forward 30 days or 45 days, Mason's closed on his first property. He has another one in contract. And I know that the third and fourth and fifth ones are just around the corner. And so great job, Mason. I'm so proud of you, dude, because you stuck with it. And even though you internally were really struggling, the truth is that this kind of market and the real estate industry in general, sales rewards those who stick with it and can be in it for the long game. And that's really the message that I want to drive home today, is why most real estate agents fail. Most real estate agents fail because they don't have the ability to stick with it and be committed to the habit, not the outcome. That is what separates the agents who fail from the ones who make it, is that ability to persevere and that ability to not be committed and not be attached to the outcome of any one particular situation. I mean, let's face it, sales is difficult. Sales is hard. You are in a business where at any given moment, you are riding this massive high and then your buyer decides they want to cancel. Oh, shit. I'm like, that sucks. But the agents that make it in this industry are the ones who, without any hesitation, when that shit happens to them, when something bad happens, buyer cancels, seller cancels, whatever, the escrow explodes, to have the discipline to wake up the next morning and do it all over again. That's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. And in this market, especially, that ability to persevere is going to be almost a mandatory trait, because the last 2 years, it's been almost too easy. You get a buyer in a contract and it's like smooth sailing and there's no issues, there's no hiccups. Everything's like fairy tale fantasy land. This is not that kind of market anymore. And remembering to stay committed to the outcome or stay committed to the habit it takes a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of discipline, but those who can master that and those who understand that, hey, the work that I'm doing right now, I might not see results from this work for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months. One of the stories I love telling is the story of a lady that I spoke to at the very beginning of my real estate career. It was 2015. Mother had just died. For 5 years, I followed up with this lady every single month. And every single month, it was something different. This month, I got a foot infection, so I can't sell the home. The next month, my husband is sick. The next month, we're going on vacation. Literally, every single month, there was a condition that kept her from putting the house on the market. And so 5 years, I followed up with this lady, and then finally, she signs the listing agreement and we sell the property in 2020. This is a 5-year follow-up process, and being committed to that habit and knowing like, hey, that outcome is gonna be there in the end for me, and not knowing actually, but having that sure belief that whether or not that outcome happens, it's the commitment to that habit, because that habit isn't just on display for that one lead. It needs to be there for all of the leads or all of the customers in your database. And so that's a prime example of commitment to habit and not outcome. Because I'll tell you something, if that lady had not sold with me, it wouldn't have changed my prospecting. It wouldn't have changed my input. And that's what we need to remember in this market. There's a reason that most people can't be in real estate. There's a reason that most people get a paycheck from their employer every other week. It's because most people can't do something and not get instant gratification for it. So if you need that instant hit, you need that quick gratification, and you can't do work and not get any tangible results or any sort of like feedback that work is working for months and months and years, if you're not able to do that, this is not the right industry for you. But if you can master the ability to stay committed to habits and not be attached to any outcome, emotionally, financially, whatever, you'll be a legend. This is Danny Gould, everyone. Selling Silicon Valley, stay legendary, everybody.